Here we are. Let us send out the invites and check our messages. Just now. All right. Good evening, everybody. Make sure all my invites have been sent out. Okay. Hello, everyone. Greetings and salutations. I very much look forward to hanging out with all of you while we observe the mist and the thunder. Very terrifying. Boats. And that thunder strike right there is going to happen in 3, 2, 1, and kaboom! This is the way we do it. We wait outside for... Oh, there's another one. Kaboom! Wonder if anyone else is here this fine evening. Could be just you and me. I get the book. Send the invite to at least one other amazing person. Yes, indeed. Well, I'm hoping everyone is having an evening. While I dig into the abyss as the rain falls upon us all. Ooh, Sermerite. More server right for me. So far, no one's here, but that's very good. We're going to be reading so many stories tonight. It's just gonna be grand. That's a bit of an abyss. Serve right. My goshness. Hello, is anyone there? Wouldn't know. Wappa 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 wappa. That's how the done who done it did it. Alright, we got about 20 minutes till story time. Hello, user. That would be me. Hey, buddy. Creepy crawlies and a ghosty woasty. Just in time for me. Look how happy they are. Oh, they got me good. Haha. Nice. Oh, there were 8 of them. Very good. I'm so happy to be here. Jeez. Wow. Imagine having story time. Tonight might be a strange night. There's a possibility I will read only one story tonight, and that's okay. Those are the voobs, the vibes that I'm getting, the mood that I'm voobing. Well, we get ourselves some wondrous sulfur and ceramorite. $42. The crack in the sky. Sierra Morita. That's how we do what we do when we're here. That's how we all died. Oh dear. Bones! How pleasant. Got about 15 minutes left before story time. Only reading one story tonight. Considering if anyone else joins or not. All this room, right? And away we go. Back to the land of the not dead. Goodbye, weirdo man. Hey, there you are. Goodbye. Let's get more food. Consider the food options. That's why we're still alive. Yep, not scared at all. I'm not scared. I'm not terrified. Yep. It's fine. Where is everyone? Beepity boppity boop, my dudes. Coolio, my Dulio. We're not. Oh, hey, buddy. How you doing? Thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being caring. Nice. You did a good job. Let's continue on in this manner. $15. That's a lot of 8. And we're out. Okay, cool. Good job, everybody. Not a lot of people here tonight. 7:48. I'm gonna be right back after I get back home. Gonna vacate the premises for like a hot minute. Okay, be right back. Hello, humans, and other people who have done things that are humanoid. Thank you for continuing to be here. I'm gonna play for about 9 more minutes, read one more story, and then be done with it tonight. Those are my vibes. Is 30 minutes of gameplay and a hot second of story time. So I hope you enjoy the whatever that happens. As one does. And into the abyss we go. More crab meat is on the way. Hello, Slot. Raiding with a party of 11. Hello, Megan. Welcome and hello. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to whatever this is. Hello, Pikachu. It's my heart. By gosh, this isn't. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Megan. Hello, Stielot. Saint Elot. Thank you for coming to this very small and wonderful story time that I'm actually going to be starting in 8 minutes. My gosh. Jeez, dude. You're going to have me reading Brothers Grimm? Welcome, everybody. Hello. Thank you for raiding. What a wonderful time. I might even do more than one story tonight. Jeez, dudes. That's amazing. While I attack snails that are harmless. Hello, welcome to story time and stuff. Hello, G. Zlawazi. Welcome. Gosh, wow. That's honestly really... I appreciate so much everything of the things that are thingy. Oh my gosh. We are going to be reading from Philip Pullman's Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Brothers Grimm, yes. It's going to be a wild ride, my dudes. A wild ride. You blown away and found out what you did. Yeah. Foibles Fair is a good hangout. So what are you streaming, Megan? What are you doing these days? Why haven't I followed you yet? Hold on. Gosh, you got yourself a follow, my dude. Well, this is a new channel, so you got doubly followed. Get wrecked, my dude. Gosh, welcome on in. Jeez. We're actually going to be starting story time in about 5 minutes, and I'm really happy that y'all are here. Yikes, you know? Pixel game called Realm of the Mad God, but your main game is Diablo 2 Resurrected! Very awesome. So happy for you. Gosh. I'm just so excited that y'all are here. Wow. Pre-searing, yes, a good decision. Pre-searing is never a bad decision. Yeah, you get that. Gosh, I'm so proud of you. Hello, everybody. Oh no. This is so exciting. I've got 2 minutes to play more relaxation of the Minecraft, and then 2 minutes to find a place we can hang out and read story times from the Brothers Grimm. Ah! We gotta pump that neck muscle right there. And I need at least one more bone pickaxe because I'm dying over here. Oh man. Low-key excited to hear the story. Oh my gosh, I'm medium-key excited to hear the story. I'm really excited. I would love for you to stay for the whole entire story. And if we're here for the whole entire thing, then I might read 2 stories. Oh, that's it. That's a bit of a drop. Hold on. All right. Can't do that. Gotta do this. Do boo boo boo. Hey, enough time to get the popcorn. Yeah, dude, get that popcorn. Pop that corn. Cop that corn. Yeah. Very much also as well. Alright. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Where are we going? This dungeon is wildly invasive. Alright, we're getting out of here. Okay, it is... you know what? Let's start a little bit early. Let's go ahead and head back on upstairs. We're going to switch over to creative so that we can find a nice little camping spot. And we're going to read a story or 2. Or more than 2. I don't know. Alright. Let's see. Inventory is clean. We are going to go ahead and game mode creative. And we're going to find a place to hang out during story time. Let's go. Just enough time to get the popping corn. Do we have 32 chunks? Yes, we do. And my head is cut off uncomfortably. Alright, well, we're just going to head past this place. We're going to fix the camera a little bit. We're going to head over here and stories. Tonight I've actually been doing... Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're here. Philip Pullman's Fairy Tales from the Brothers Grimm. So that's what we're reading. We're about halfway through. We're on chapter 30, called Thousandfurs. So this is about as much as we've got left. We're not going to read the whole thing tonight, obviously. We work out a little bit at a time. And I think, you know what, this little spot with the pink flowers is just grand. Milkweed and this little zombie guide. He's having a good old time. Look at his stomach just hanging out of his abdomen. Very good. All right, so we're gonna hang out right here. We're gonna have a good old story time. Right on cue, my dudes. Chapter 30. This is as much as we've done the past 3.5 weeks. We got this much more left. Let's go. His stomach does look like a smiley. Oh no. Alright, so this is chapter 30 of the Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Philip Pullman. And we're gonna listen to the guy screaming in the corner while we talk about chapter 30. Thousandfurs. Once there was a king whose golden-haired wife was so lovely that her equal couldn't be found anywhere in the world. It so happened that she fell ill, and feeling that she was about to die, she said to the king, "If you marry again when I'm dead, you mustn't marry anyone less beautiful than me, or with hair less golden than mine. You must promise me." The king gave his promise, and soon afterwards she closed her eyes and died. For a long time the king was inconsolable and couldn't even think about taking a second wife. But eventually his counselors said, "Your Majesty, there's no getting away from it. The country needs a queen. You must marry again. So messengers were sent out far and wide to look for a bride as beautiful as the queen had been. However, they had no success, no matter how far they looked. Besides, even if they had found someone as beautiful, she might not have had golden hair. The messengers came home empty-handed. Now, the king had a daughter whose hair was as golden as her mother's had been, and who gave every promise of being as beautiful. During her childhood, the king hadn't noticed it, but one day, soon after she came of age, he happened to see her as the sun shone through the window on her golden hair. Suddenly he saw that she was as beautiful as her mother had been, and he fell passionately in love with her on the spot. That's not creepy at all. He summoned the Privy Council and announced, "I have found a bride at last. There is no one in the nation as beautiful as my daughter, so I have determined to marry her." Everybody likes a little bit of father-daughter. Never mind. The councillors were appalled. "Your Majesty, this is impossible. The Lord God has forbidden any such thing. It is one of the very worst sins. No good could ever come of it, and the nation would fall into ruin." As for the girl, she was horrified. Hoping to gain a little time, she said, "Dear father, before I marry you, I'll need 3 dresses, one as gold as the sun, one as silver as the moon, and one that glitters like the stars. And what's more, I must have a cloak made of 1,000 different kinds of fur, one for every kind of animal in the kingdom." She thought that would be impossible, and it would keep him from carrying out his wicked plan, but the king was so mad with love that nothing would stop him. He engaged the most skillful weavers in the land to weave 3 kinds of cloth, and the finest designers to cut it and sew it into 3 magnificent dresses. Meanwhile, he sent his huntsmen to work in the forest, and day after day they came home with their trophies of fur and skin. The best workers in leather and fur cut 1,000 different pieces and sewed them together, and before long it was clear to the girl that her father was going to supply everything she'd asked for. A dagger to stab you with, and teeth to love you with, and ears to be big with. Thank you, Pikachu. Then came a day when he said, "My darling, everything is nearly ready. Tomorrow we shall be married." She saw there was no hope, and the only way out was to run away. When everyone in the palace was asleep, she gathered together 3 little things from her treasures: a gold ring, a tiny golden spinning wheel, and a little golden bobbin. She folded the 3 dresses so small that they fitted into a nutshell, put on her 1,000-fur cloak, and blackened her face and hands with soot. Then, commending herself to God, she left the palace and set out on the high road. "Hello, E. Welcome on in." Antithesis and Oedipus, yes, I agree with you. She walked and walked till she came to a mighty forest. By that time the night was coming to an end, and the first birds were beginning to sing, and the princess was so tired that she found a hollow tree, curled up inside it, and was asleep in a moment. The sun rose, and she was still asleep. Broad daylight came, and still she slept on. Now it happened that the king who owned that forest was out hunting that very morn. His hounds caught the scent of something strange, and they ran up to the tree and circled it, barking and barking. "There's an animal hiding in there," the king said to his huntsman. "Go and see what it is." They did as he said, and came back to say, "It's a strange beast, your majesty, like nothing we've ever seen in these woods. Its skin seems to be made of 1,000 kinds of fur, and it's just lying there, asleep." "See if you can catch it alive," said the king. "We'll tie it to the cart and take it back to the castle." Taking care in case she was dangerous, Taking care in case she was dangerous, the huntsman reached out into the hollow tree and seized the princess. She woke up to find herself being dragged out of a hiding place, and full of fear she cried out, "Don't hurt me! I'm a poor girl, that's all. My mother and father abandoned me, and I was lost." "Well, Thousandfurs, you're not lost now." I can read words in the sequence they're written. They said, "You're a trophy, you are. You belong to us. We'll take you to the kitchen and you can wash the dishes." Seeing that she wasn't a rare beast, the king himself lost interest. The huntsman set her up on the cart and off they went, bumping over the ruts all the way back to the castle, where the domestic servants took her in and showed her a little cubbyhole under the stairs, dark and dusty. "You can live in here, you furry creature," they told her. They made her work in the kitchen. She carried wood and kept the fire going. She drew water from the well. She plucked chickens. She washed and peeled the vegetables. She washed the greasy dishes. All the dirty work was given to Thousandfurs. And there she lived as a skivvy for a long time. Ah, my lovely princess, what's to become of you? Well, one day it was announced that the king was to hold a grand ball in the castle. Thousandfurs was curious to see, and she said to the cook, "Could I go upstairs and have a look?" "I'll stay outside the door." "Go on then," said the cook, "but make sure you're back here in half an hour. Those ashes won't clear themselves." Thousandfurs took up a lamp and a bowl of water and went into her cubbyhole. There she took off her cloak and washed her hands and face, so that her beauty was clear to see. Then she opened the nutshell and took out the dress that was as gold as the sun, and put that on, and then she went upstairs to the ballroom. All the servants bowed to her, and the guests smiled politely, because everyone thought she must be a princess. When the king saw her, he felt as if a thunderbolt had struck his heart. He'd never seen such beauty in all his life. He danced with her, half dazed, and when the dance was over, she curtsied and vanished so quickly that he didn't see where she went. He made enquiries of every guard and every sentry. Had she left the castle? Had anyone seen where she'd gone? But no one had, because she'd slipped away very quickly and had gone back into her cubbyhole. She folded the dress away, put on her fur cloak, dirtied her face and hands, and once again she was Thousandfurs, the kitchen maid. She began to clear the ashes away, but the cook said, "Leave that till tomorrow. I've got another job for you. Make some soup for the king while I go and have a look upstairs, but mind you don't let a hair fall into it, or there'll be no food for you from now on." The cook went upstairs, and Thousandfurs set about making some bread soup, as well as she knew how. When it was ready, she got her gold ring and placed it in the king's bowl. After the ball was over, the king called for his soup, and it tasted so good that he thought he'd never tasted better. And when he reached the bottom of the bowl, "What's this? A gold ring? How in the world did that get in there? Send for the cook." The cook was terrified. As he hurried out of the kitchen, he said to Thousandfurs, "You must have let a hair fall into the soup. Didn't I warn you about that? Just you wait till I get back. You'll be black and blue, my girl." The cook came before the king, trembling and twisting his apron in his hands. "Did you make the soup?" said the king. "Stop fiddling, stand up straight." "Yes, your majesty," said the cook faintly. "You're not telling the truth. This is different from what you normally send up, and it's much better. Who made it, eh?" "I'm sorry, your majesty. Yes, you're right, sire. It wasn't me. It was that little furry skivvy. Send her up here." When Thousandfurs arrived, the king said, "Who are you?" "I'm a poor child who has no mother or father." "How did you come to work in my castle?" "I was found in a tree, sire." And where did you get this ring?" "I don't know anything about a ring, your majesty." The king thought she must be simple, and dismissed her. Some time later there was another ball, and as before, Thousandfurs asked the cook for permission to go upstairs and have a look. "Well, all right," he said. "Half an hour, that's all. And then come back here and make that bread soup the king likes so much." Thousandfurs ran to her cubbyhole, washed herself quickly, and put on the dress that was as silver as the moon. She went up into the ballroom, and the king saw her at once through all the crowd of dancers, for she was even more beautiful than before. They danced together, and it only seemed like a moment to him, for as soon as the dance was over, she disappeared at once. She ran down to her cubbyhole, put the dress away, and became Thousandfurs again, before hurrying into the kitchen to make some bread soup. While the cook was upstairs watching the dancing, she put the little golden spinning wheel into the bowl and poured the soup over it. And as before, the king found it and sent for the cook, and the cook admitted that it was again Thousandfurs who'd made it, so the king sent for her. "I have to say I'm puzzled by you," he said to her. "Tell me again where you came from." "From a hollow tree, your majesty." "No," he thought, "the poor girl must have lost her wits. Such a shame. She might be pretty under all that dirt, but she plainly knew nothing about the little golden spinning wheel, so he sent her away." When the king gave a third ball, everything happened as before. The cook was getting suspicious, though, and he said, "I think you must be a witch, you furry creature. You always put something in the soup that makes the king like it more than mine." But he was good-natured enough, and he let her go up and look at the lords and ladies as she'd done before. She put on the dress that glittered like the stars, and hurried to the ballroom. The king had never seen anyone as lovely, and he ordered the orchestra to play a very long dance, so that he might have the chance to talk to her. She was as light in his arms as the starlight itself, but she said very little, however, and he did manage to slip a ring on her finger without her noticing it. When the dance was over, her half-hour was up, so she tried to slip away. They had a little struggle, because he wanted to hold on to her, but she was too quick for him, and ran out before he could stop her. When she got back to her cubbyhole, she didn't have time to take the dress off, so she put the fur cloak on over it, and then dirtied herself. But in her haste she missed one finger, which remained clean. Then she hurried to make the soup, and while the cook was upstairs, she put on her golden bobbin into it, just as before. When the king found the bobbin, he didn't waste time calling the cook, but sent for Thousandfurs directly. As soon as she came, he saw her one white finger, and the ring he'd put on it while they were dancing. He seized her hand and held it fast, and as she struggled, the fur cloak came open a little and revealed the glitter of the starry dress. The king pushed back the hood of her cloak, and her gold hair fell down, and then he pulled the cloak off altogether, and revealed the lovely princess he'd been dancing with not half an hour before. When her face and hands were washed, no one could deny that she was more beautiful than anyone who had ever lived. "You shall be my dearest bride," said the king, "and we shall never part." Their wedding was celebrated soon afterwards, and they lived happily for the rest of their lives. What a terrifying story. Jeez. Like, I'm sure it's meant to be pretty, but yikes. You know? Wow. Alright. I'm sorry I didn't read as much tonight. I feel like my voice is actually causing like an allergic reaction in my throat, so it would be wise if I didn't read anymore. I agree, both Oberax and E. That was a wild story. So apparently, someone who was not a princess, but who had the clothes of one, became a princess and married to the king, and something happened in the middle, which was like the creepiest sort of like not okay. incest. It was weird, but like, Brothers Grimm, am I right? Yikes! You'll have. I would love to listen to it again after the fact. But yeah, it was severely nonsensical, and I'm honestly happy that it's over now. Sorry. But yeah, I feel like I'm having an allergic reaction in my throat right now. And I'm really sorry because I really want to, like, end on a good closing note. But, I'm going to go before it gets any worse. And I'm going to upload the story to YouTube. And we're all going to have a wonderful time with the pinky finger of immaculate whatever it is. So, thank you so much for being here. I feel so honored and blessed. And thank you for the raid. Oh my gosh. Megan. That was awesome. And thank you Orbarax and Blue Fuzz and Pikachu and E and Megan and everyone else who was here. I was so surprised and pleased that you were here. I don't know. Like, I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting like 1 or 2 people. And then all of a sudden, everyone's here. And I'm like, ah! Okay. I'm gonna go before I start crying. Good night.